We're joined by Aslam Moolla, a seasoned labor law attorney known for his work in employment rights. He'll help us understand where the law stands, what this case could mean for South African employers and employees, and whether transformation and merit can truly coexist. Can you explain what Section 15 of the Employment Equity Amendment Act requires from employers, and why has it been challenged in court?
Apartheid had left a legacy where many South Africans were not given equal access to opportunities. So when the new government took over after 1994, they passed legislation, the Employment Equity Act, to introduce basically employment equity that would allow for more opportunities for South Africans. But the problem was companies essentially could set their own targets for transformation. And now the government is saying, hold on, this is not going as fast as we want. Transformation is going quite slowly. We want to introduce specific targets and quotas for industries. Or the DA is saying that we can't have quotas because it's just a form of unfair discrimination. And then the ANC government is saying, but hold on, we've tried letting companies set their own targets. Now we have to put specific targets and quotas in place. So, in a country that has the history of apartheid, it is a delicate balancing act. How do we find that balance between making transformation faster, but at the same time introducing specific quotas and targets? I think the challenge that people have is law is supposed to uphold society. Law is supposed to make society better for everyone. How do we do that in South Africa when we have the history of apartheid, where law was abused to create a benefit for a select few? Now, how do we bring that redress? If you look at unemployment in the country as well, job creation, youth unemployment, it's if you were a judge, to the listeners on the show, if you were a judge, how would you come to that ruling? What would be the factors that you consider? Because, law is also not something in a textbook.
Yeah.
You don't just read a law and say, okay, this is what the law says. It's applied to everyday real life, and judges have to make decisions that impact the whole country, essentially. And I can tell you this type of decision is going to go to the Constitutional Court.
Yeah.
And it's going to affect almost every single workplace because it decides who gets promoted, who gets shortlisted, how do we handle fairness in the workplace.